I'm so happy to see you today. My name is Miss Nancy, and we're going to talk about something kind of different. I'm wearing my summer hat because, it's summer, it's hot, and sometimes we need a little shade under here. But I thought that you needed to hear this part because sometimes we think that everybody in the Bible is just perfect, and everybody in the Bible does things exactly like they should. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. You remember we talked last week about how Paul and Barnabas were going together and they were traveling around different places and they were preaching. Well, there was a young man that they had invited and his name was John Mark. And he went with them to go and preach. But after a while, John Mark decided, you know what? He didn't want to go where they were going. Well, Paul didn't really like that. As a matter of fact, he kind of got disgusted with John Mark because he thought John Mark should go every place he said go. And so he said, I'm going to go in this direction, but you know what? I don't want John Mark to go with us. And Barnabas was like, well, I think John Mark does need to go with us. And so they had kind of a little discussion, and Barnabas decided, well, John Mark's going to go with me, and we'll go in this direction. And Paul said, that's fine. I'm going to go in that direction. So he took Silas and he went with him. Now, it's okay that they didn't agree. And you notice that both of them didn't go by themselves, neither one of them. They both took somebody with them. And that's really important. Sometimes we need a good friend to go with us. I want you to know, and we haven't talked about this truly very much, but the book of Acts was not written by Paul. It was not written by Barnabas. It was not written by Silas. It was not written by John Mark. There was a doctor by the name of Luke that was traveling with Paul. And he's the one that kept this record, and he's the one that wrote all this stuff down about where they went and what happened. And that's cool. When you do God's work, you don't always have to go by yourself. You can get others to go with you, and that's a good thing. Well, I'll see you next Sunday. Take care.